Welcome to the Chinese Moms in Business Club's Queen's Bee series. We are very excited to have our first series of 2022 today with a very special guest. For those who don't know about our club is all about empowering and inspiring Chinese moms in business to fulfill their full potential. So hopefully by sharing stories of real women in business that we will all get inspired. And without further ado, may I ask my co-founder, Xiaofeng, to introduce our guest today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. My name is Xiaofeng Sutton, and along with Sally, I'm the co-founder of the club, and I'm also the CEO of Alice in Legal. Personally, I'm very excited to actually finally share the secret of Julia to you guys, to the moms. And Julia has transformed our leadership team within Alice in Legal, and she helped us to get the whole leadership team on the same page with our core values, our mission, 1-year goal, 3-year picture, 10-year vision. Most important thing is without killing each other. And so, Julia, thank you very much to join us today. And so, welcome, and hopefully everyone will be basically enjoying our today's serial.
So thank you very much for the invitation to be here with you. I'm very pleased to learn about your club and also to help and be part of the stories you tell. So I'm very excited to be here today.
Fantastic. Obviously, because now you are actually the co-founder and CEO of the founder and CEO of Bold Clarity, and would love to hear, how did you come up, set up your own company?
Well, I'll give you just a thumbnail sketch of my history, but I'm originally American. I've been in the UK for 24 years, so I'm a dual citizen, like probably many people here in your club. And I previously founded a business in pop-up retail in 2001. So I kind of took that entrepreneurial leap and set up a company called Retail Profile Europe Limited in 2001, built it, lost in receivership, got VCs to help me buy it out, did fundraising, got the VCs then out, got the right equity partners in through a trade sale, grew it to Russia with licensed partners, grew it in Germany, failed twice going into France. I think sometimes we learn most from our failures. And then we merged that business in 2010 with a publicly listed company called Space and People PLC, which is still going on today. And when I merged that business, I stayed with it for 4 years. So just really an entrepreneurial journey. In 2014, I decided to take the strategic direction to actually leave the business with my equity partners and found Bold Clarity. So Bold Clarity was the second business, or kind of the third or fourth business, depending on how you count number of businesses you found. And what I really did was set it up to get a better work-life balance. I know that's always a challenge for us, trying to balance our family and our personal and our work. And I wanted to, one, work with entrepreneurs because I love entrepreneurs and people who have great ideas and want to change the world. And two, I really wanted to coach those people to help those teams grow and scale, like you and I are doing, Xiaofeng, with your business. And so that's why I set up Bold Clarity. I do EOS implementation, so helping teams, leadership teams, implement a set of simple tools to help them get what they want. I'm a forum facilitator for 2 NGOs called EO and YPO. And then I'm also a coach. I do a little bit of coaching one-on-one with people, and I really feel privileged to do the work that I get to do every day. So that's a little bit longer story, but I set up one business, and this was the next one after that.
Well, thank God you set up Bold Clarity.
Wow, I'm very impressed. It's my first time to hear your story, Julia. And personally, I'm also an entrepreneur running a China-focused PR agency for 7 years now. So I would love to learn more about this amazing tool that Xiaofeng has been telling me that, Sally, you should do it. So now I'm very happy to actually get your expert view, Julia. So what is the single most powerful tool in EOS, entrepreneurial operating system? Please tell us your secrets.
Totally would love to share these. So I will tell you first, the 3 things that EOS does, the entrepreneurial operating system, is what we call vision, traction, healthy. So vision from the standpoint, again, the vision out of your head and your other leadership team's heads, because you probably, if you have 5 people, you have 5 different versions. Traction, and we want to get one crystal clear version of that. Traction is the accountability and discipline to make that vision a reality. So it's the discipline and the execution of that vision together as a team. And then finally, healthy is to build this healthy, functional, cohesive team, because sometimes they're not. And that's where Xiaofeng was saying, and we're not killing ourselves, killing each other, right? So that's what EOS does, is that vision, traction, healthy. It's basically an execution program. Now, there are 20 tools in the toolbox. So when you pose this question to me, it's very hard, because it's the combination of those tools collectively. It's this holistic program to actually transform a business and get it growing. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think my single most powerful tool of the 20 tools, and maybe you'll be surprised at this, Xiaofeng, is the accountability chart.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
I think that, no, that's, I think the first thing in September you done, that's make everyone so clear where it sits there. They says what happened next is whenever we got issues, we got these different buckets, and then each of them, there are people who I say, hey, that's my function. That's really where transformation. I think that's the most transformative thing you have done to our business, definitely.
So you described the accountability chart beautifully. It's a chart that drives organizational clarity on structure, and it also drives roles and responsibilities. Who's accountable for what? And so just as Xiaofeng says, that's what it does. And we create a future-looking tool. So this is in the future of the business. What do we want to go towards? Not today, but what we want to look at in the future is our structure, our roles and responsibilities, and who owns what. So that's, I think, how I would answer that. And I'm glad we're in agreement.
Yeah, nail it. Well, you know, Julia, I mean, you spend quite a lot of time with us in terms doing some soul searching about what's our core values. So I would love to hear about what's your company's core values and why did you choose them?
Fantastic. So my company's core values, for bold clarity, are the same as EOS. And so we adopted them because they really resonate, and they're the non-negotiable things. And I use these with my team, and I use them to actually measure myself against them as well. So the first one is humbly confident, right? I want to be good at what I do, but not arrogant. Grow or die. Standing still is not an option. I must be moving forward. I must be growing. I must be maximizing. Help first. I must provide value first. I don't expect anything in return. I help. I generally get a kick out of helping. So again, if anyone hears this recording and wants some help, please reach out. No matter who you are, I love to help. Do the right thing. So this one is, I've got to go to the danger. I've got to work it up. 2 people aren't getting along. We have to help them to get working together, because they'll keep us from getting where we want to go. And then the final one is do what I say. I can say no, but if I say yes, I deliver in full on time. So those are my core values. That's what we call our definitions of those core values, how the behaviors are that we want to have. And we actually look at these almost on a quarterly basis to see, are we living those core values? Are we living and breathing them? Are we bringing them to life?
I love it. Definitely, I think one of the things is, Julia, you definitely is a goal-giver rather than a goal-getter. Certainly that, I think, bringing value to you know, the team, which is you mentoring. Certainly, I think you living what you says.
Fantastic. So yeah, so those are my core values. I help teams discover their core values. We think they're already there, and no 2 businesses have the same core values. So this is quite unique and quite specialized to them. And then once we discover them, we help them to use them to hire, fire, review, reward, and most importantly, recognize around those core values. And so it's a really powerful part of getting what we call right people attracted to your organization. And today, in this great resignation time, it's quite challenging to get and attract the right talent. And so this is one of those tools that's super helpful in helping to identify who is the right people and who should we bring to our organization, attract to our organization, and who should we not, because they fit somewhere else better.
Yeah, I love that.
Amazing. I'm now hiring, so I'm definitely going to take this on board when I'm hiring people. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Julia. So I wonder, you have so much experience running your own business, serving different kinds of clients in different geographies. So what has been your most frustrating, annoying client? What happened? How do you deal with it?
So this might also surprise you, but my most frustrating, annoying client is the client that quits. It's the client that gives up. And I'll tell you, from my perspective, the reason why they start on the journey with me and then stop is due to lack of commitment. But the root cause of that lack of commitment is that they might be fearful or afraid of change. What this system does is give you transparency to see what's working and also what's not. And if you're not kind of brave, and if you're not, I am going to do what it needs to take to get us to the next level. Because again, we always say what got us here won't get us to the next level. When we hit the ceiling, we have to do something different. And so it's those clients that aren't brave enough to stick with the process, trust the process, and see it through. Those are my most frustrating, because I see their potential, I see where they could go with it, but they don't go on that journey.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, that's what I love most about EOS is you have to just look at the truth, not just yourself, but the whole team. And once you have that transparency, it's like everyone feel like so relieved. Oh, let's not living within our mind anymore, and then all the issues, let's just basically get all on the table. And we all know, we all got the scorecard. We all know where we are. Let's just really face it, how difficult it is. I was just recalling, Julia, we actually had a epic level 10 meeting this past Monday, and then we literally all just everyone was just arguing and then basically red-faced, and then one of the team members said, let's just stop the meeting, I don't want to talk anymore. But what happened is we just say, let's take a break, because this is hard as a business. This is the fundamental of the business, why the scorecard number is still off track. And then so we just end up basically, okay, let's just do it. And then everyone obviously came out to the call feel like, fantastically exhausted because the emotional and stuff. But what happened is we really realized, wow, this is, every week we look at what's the root cause. We actually found out the root cause is because we're really not on the same page. We talk different things to our team, cascading different messages. And so I was still obviously shocked came out of the call. The way is very different, because we felt, wow, is this the way we should work when we argue like this? But I think, just like the book, you recommend us the four principles for extraordinary executives. And, cohesive leadership team, you do need to let everyone to say, even it's really opposite view, you want that passion to argue, to kind of kill each other, but it's for the greater good of the company. So that's really the close experience I get. But I actually love it. I love that. Let's get all the truth out.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful example that you give. And we come from different perspectives. We want the variety. We don't all have the same strengths. We don't have the same weaknesses. We want to bring different people's strengths and weaknesses together. That's what forms a great team. We don't want cloning. We're all not going to always agree. So getting those perspectives out, being able to be heard, voice what we think, have what we call healthy conflict, healthy debate, healthy discussion, then agreeing, deciding, committing, and then all moving forward together. And so a beautiful story from you to exhibit exactly what that looks like. Thank you for that.
Great. So obviously I personally experienced, Julia, your energy in the session. I mean, certainly it's very, very empowering for our team. Whenever we go to your sessions, we just feel like, wow, we get so much done. And I can't help wondering how you keep this energy level, how you de-stress yourself. I mean, you definitely gave 100% yourself, that whole day, 8-hour session. We came out exhausted.
That is a fabulous question. I'm going to give you a couple perspectives. The first is, I love that you leave nothing behind. You're giving everything. You're putting everything out on the field, everything out on the pitch. So if you walk away from a session exhausted, I know that you did your best, and that's fantastic. For me personally, I get energy from doing this work, and I love it. And so I love facilitating. I love helping. I love coaching. I'm in my flow. I'm in my natural kind of environment when I am. So I think it's not really hard work to keep my energy up. And I get energy from the people. I'm watching the energy, I'm managing the energy, I'm facilitating the energy in the room. That's part of what I think a good facilitator brings. And so because I love it, it doesn't feel like heavy lifting. It doesn't feel hard. But I will say the more I practice, the better I get. So it's about the number of hours of facilitating in a room with a team. And I'm headed towards a milestone of 500 sessions. Those are 500 8-hour sessions. So I do think practice is helpful, but loving what you do gives you that energy and that ability to push through no matter how long or what you have to tackle.
Fantastic. So it's great interview. It goes so fast. But before we end, Julia, is anything you wanted to say to all our Chinese moms? So these are the moms who either like myself have our own business, or they are actually in a very senior roles in the big corporates. And any wisdom, last wisdom you want to share?
So I actually have a passionate plea. And my passionate plea is that you have to put your own mask on first before you put other people's mask on around you. And I think sometimes as mothers and as business leaders and as entrepreneurs, we deplete ourselves in service of others. And so I would say, make sure that you are in your warrior shape, whatever that warrior shape is, or warrior shape. So that's making sure you get the right sleep, making sure you give yourself the right fuel, the right food, making sure you do take a little time for you, whatever that is, that hobby, that passion, making sure you have a little me time, just even if it's a bath, right? A bubble bath. So my thing would be, make sure that you're looking at what you do and what you should be delegating so you can create that time for you, and what you should actually be doing yourself. And I'll give you a perfect example. Before pre-COVID, I used to outsource my hair. So I used to not do my hair because I could buy back an hour of my time by going and sitting in a chair and doing my emails while somebody did my hair. During COVID, I had to teach myself how to blow dry my own hair. So now I can do that. But it's a little example of where can you buy back time by outsourcing or delegating so that you're doing the right things at the right level in your life, because you have high value, you're worth a lot. Make sure that you're outsourcing and resourcing yourself well, and keeping that little time for you, and making sure you take care of yourself in terms of sleep, exercise, walking, yoga, whatever it is for you. I don't prescribe. I just try to plea that you take care of yourself.
Well, this is just remind me that the two, Julia, the elevate, delegate two. That's also, I think, the other two, which is transform our team. You just really make yourself have the permission to say what you really good, you love, and what you actually good, you don't love. You can delegate that. So it's definitely, I think that's the other one, which is I would recommend. So thank you, Julia, for your wisdom, and from my personal experience, and as we hear, Julia is definitely a go-giver. And so if you have any questions about EOS, about simply just running your own business, and just basically get in touch, I'm sure Julia will basically very happy to have a chat with you. Before we finish this series, I just wanted to let everyone know our next interview will be with Jingjin Liu, who is actually the founder and CEO of Zaza Zoo, is actually the first sexual well-being hub in Asia, and that empowers women to own their sexuality with confidence. Apparently, she happened to have met the Indra Nui, the first female CEO of PepsiCo, in person. So surely, definitely, we will certainly ask her experience about that experience. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for your time today. Thank you both.
Thank you so much. I learned a lot. I will reach out to you, Julia.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you.